Hello, everyone. We are here for episode 11. We are how many days out from launch? I think 5?
Yeah, 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I am Astro. I'm sure you know that already. And here we have Jazz.
Hiya!
And Ness.
Hi.
And we are graced today by our first guest here, the voice line man. Say hi, Proto.
Hello, everyone.
So, I've known Proto for a good while, and we decided that he was the perfect person to have on as our first guest. So, today we are talking about voice lines and stuff like that. I should note that we are recording this on the 29th, so yes, we do know about the cosmetic shop and stuff like that came out today. All that, stuff.
Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a footnote.
Yeah.
It's an action-packed episode, and also we're to the clock because apparently Proto is in the storm zone.
Yeah, he's dealing with Ian. Ian has taken hurricane form. Ian has taken hurricane form.
He's dealing with Ian in a whole other way.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna blame him for this.
All I'm imagining is like the storm taking shape of Ian's like
fucking hamster.
His profile. Kind of like a Dementor from like Harry Potter.
Proto, if you look up and see an ominous-shaped cloud, run.
Well, I'm certainly looking out my window right now, and I should be in the clear. So for now.
All right.
Well, I suppose we should start with a simple question for Proto. How did you get into Overwatch, and how excited are you for Overwatch 2?
Oh, it's a bit of a long story, but I first got into it actually via a friend when we were kind of getting tired of Call of Duty, which was a game I played extensively, and we were just tired of like how they were handling the microtransactions in that game. And he said, "Hey, what about this new game, Overwatch?" And the beta was still running at this time. And when I looked at the cover, I just thought to myself, this looks like some generic anime shooter. And yeah,
he was born a hater.
Yeah, and I deadass thought that Tracer was a dude.
Damn. Has never seen a short-haired woman.
Don't need to go for the butch lesbians like this.
But no, when I logged into the game and then I went to tutorial and I heard Tracer's voice, I was like, oh. Yeah, and I still remember my very first match. It was a play versus AI game on New Bonnie on defense, and my first hero I'd chosen was Tracer. And I wasn't really too impressed with the game, and my friend actually spectated me. He's like, nice ass, Proto.
Oh boy, that's a good one.
That's a 2016 moment right there.
Sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, but they didn't really immediately get me hooked into the game until I started trying out some of the other heroes. And one that actually truly made me fall in love with Overwatch was when I started playing Mei.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, former Mei main.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I was dominating everyone, and it just felt satisfying each game.
In fairness, I think we can all relate to like having one hero that we just randomly clicked with at the very beginning.
Right.
We're just like, yeah, I guess I'm a beast on this one.
I mean, that
and
was...
then, like, I don't know, less than a year later, you never touch the hero ever again.
I mean, I'm sure all of you would know this, but the character that got me into Overwatch was Bastion.
Yup.
Really? My God. Breaking news.
Never could have guessed.
I never would have known.
My.
But yeah, so my first ever game of Overwatch was playing Bastion on Attack on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and if that isn't a prophecy for what the rest of my Overwatch career has been like, I don't know what is.
Just a miserable attacking point for Bastion too. Just about the worst possible attack point.
It's the prophecy came true.
You know.
Before
Before it's time,
Oh, sorry.
No, you go right ahead. I was about
I
to do a
thought
stupid
that
joke.
Bastion wasn't that OP. I thought the most overpowered hero in the beta was Reaper. I was
Really?
just getting so frustrated, like, when he constantly used his Death Blossom. And I was just constantly asking, like, why don't you nerf Reaper?
Oh my god, you were one of those. You were one of the guys that's like, oh, he doesn't have to aim for Death Blossom, that's broken.
I was 14, okay?
Going off script. I'm just guessing this. This is more of a comment than a question.
Okay.
You were one of those dudes who like hated Beyblade meta, weren't you?
No, actually, I didn't really touch too much competitive at the very beginning of the game.
Ah, I see.
The first hero I ever actively despised was Ana. So, that
Really?
Starting off well. He still hates the sleep to this
and
day.
I still despise Ana. So yes.
You have just given us like 50 thumbs down, like with that one comment.
I like her character, but I do not like. I don't like playing her, and I don't like fighting her. So, yeah. I don't know, Jazz. Do you remember your first game of Overwatch?
God, I don't remember my first game, but I definitely remember the first hero that I really liked was Symmetra.
That adds up.
I think I've told this story before, that like basically I saw this really cool artwork of Farah and Symmetra, and I was like, oh, they look awesome. Where are they from? And then I looked it up, and then that's when, around this time, Ana had just been released. So I was joining Overwatch at like the peak of its popularity. I mean, explosions, you know?
Right.
And I dug into it a little more. I watched the animations and stuff like that, and I was kind of like hooked. I was just kind of like, yeah, I'll give this a shot.
Right.
And it was pretty much I think this is my first proper shooter, you know? First person shooter, which is why kind of like more beginner friendly heroes appeal to me, and obviously it's grown from there.
Right. Yeah, I remember you saying that you joined later. I'm trying to Proto, when did you join? Like the open beta?
Yes, I joined in the open beta. I didn't have a PC. I was just on my Xbox One.
That means I still take the record for the oldest player, because I was actually able to
ancient player.
Yeah, I was actually able to play in the closed beta. I had a friend who let me play on his PC.
You were there in the ancient times.
Yeah, I remember.
You saw the scrolls that they were written.
Yeah, I remember that first match that I talked about. That was when Bastion still had that frontal barrier.
Oh gosh.
So
Very fucking ancient.
Yep.
Oh. No wonder you're like this.
My first game of Overwatch.
You were exposed with Bastion with a shield. No wonder you're like this.
And then I think Ness takes the cake for definitely the relatively newest player.
Out of us on the podcast, yeah, I think I'm the newest player. I joined in the first anniversary event.
Go away! No way!
What?
Yeah, in the
You weren't
first
there for the broken Genji blade or Roadhog's hooking you for the walls?
I mean, that happened. You know, Hook 2.0 was still on there.
Not as bad as Hook 1.0.
Definitely not.
I don't know if this happened to anyone else. This is the first I would say only major glitch I have ever experienced with Overwatch, except for Overwatch 2, which is another story. Which is another story for another day. But for Overwatch 1, I distinctly remember I was getting hooked by a hog, and I literally transported into a different map.
Yeah, no, that is possible on Hook 1.0. On some control maps, you can literally change maps sometimes.
Yeah.
Like he pulled me in. He pulled me in, and suddenly I don't know. I like spiritually exited my body. I went from Hanamura to like Anubis, and I don't understand why. To this day, I don't know how.
Wow.
It's interesting.
That's
yeah, definitely. If someone knows how that happened, please contact me, because I'm to this day I have no idea how it happened, why it happened.
I don't know if I've ever told my first Overwatch games. or even how I got into Overwatch.
How did you get into Overwatch, especially so late?
Yeah, so I was playing mostly Counter-Strike at the big Counter-Strike global offensive guy. And I was I was really fed up with the devs. You know, why won't they focus on movement? You know, the least important part of the CS:GO experience.
Right.
Why won't they focus on this part that I like? Moving around, you know, in the game where you have to stand still to shoot accurately.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm pissed off. I'm gonna play like Paladins or something because I didn't have money for Overwatch. And then I just happened upon a clip of a pro Overwatch player absolutely 180 flicking a guy on Hanzo. I was like, wow, that's really cool. I want to play this. Literally seeing someone get gonked by Hanzo got me to want to play Overwatch. Then, when Anniversary came around, the game was on sale. I could finally buy Overwatch because I had to still convince my parents to buy it for me.
Right.
So they were like, "Oh, it's only $20. Yeah, sure. Here you go."
Yeah,
had to figure out the whole Blizzard system because I had only used Steam up until then.
Right.
And then there it was, my first game. I was immediately invited by one of my friends to play in their custom game.
Wow.
I came out on Gibraltar Defense playing Cassidy.
Okay.
I could not find where the first point was.
Okay.
For the life of me, could not find it.
This is so wild to hear from you, since like you're the closest to like being like a quote unquote pro, you know.
Yeah,
He was semi-pro at one point.
he's the relatively newest player to the game, but he's the only one of us who ever, broke through Masters.
I mean, you guys still don't know my rank, in fairness.
Jazz, I played with you once. I got a good sense.
Well, like, that was the first time, like, oh, come on. That was, like, Overwatch 2. This was, like, my second match in, like, 3 years.
Oh, trust me. You...
And I'm against PC players.
Okay. This is a discussion for another time, but I got a very good sense.
There you go. Silenced immediately.
It's plausible deniability.
My first experience in Overwatch was loading up the training range, picking Tracer, being unable to hit anything, immediately being dragged into a custom game, clicking Cassidy, and then suddenly I can click on things because I could only flick aim back then.
I mean, you're doing better than me.
Well, I mean, that's like the only aiming I could do. Stand still and flick aim.
You're still doing better than me.
Well, that's because I played Counter-Strike. I already played a PC shooter.
That's
like,
true.
One that rigorously tests your aim.
That's true.
Only your flick aim.
I still struggled to hit this broadside of a barn 6.5 years later.
Luckily, your character of choice shoots explosions now.
Yeah, that's true.
Just drops nukes, you know?
He shoots slow explosions, but yeah, he does.
Slow
Fair
supernovas.
and balanced. Nukes are fair and balanced.
Yeah, but he also throws a giant fucking rock, so I'm okay. He's
especially happy with the rock.
I love the rock, dude. The rock is my favorite
Proto,
ability
do you like
in the
the
game.
rock?
I don't mind it.
It's the rock, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the rock.
Nowadays, I just sit there on Lucio and try to rigorously annoy the enemy team until one of them leaves.
That's me with Sombra. I always go and annoy the living shit out of Widowmaker.
Oh,
damn, you can actually touch Widow on Sombra? That's crazy. Can't do that in my rank.
Oh, I found a brethren, lads.
I mean, I'm a plat player, okay? Can you blame me?
No. I can blame Widow, though.
Actually, speaking of favorite characters, right? Moving back onto the subject.
right.
So, Proto. So we know how you got into Overwatch, but what are your feelings towards like Overwatch 2 so far? Now that we're drawing ever near. to the day, TM.
Especially since the reason that you apparently got into Overwatch originally was to avoid the microtransactions of COD.
Especially that.
It wasn't just that. It was also just the gameplay balancing and just having to wait for a DLC for a month because that game had like an exclusivity deal towards PlayStation. I was on Xbox, so.
Oh.
But yeah, it was annoying. But anyways, my feelings towards Overwatch 2. It's been a long wait, and I'm certainly excited to play it, but at the same time, I'm afraid how well the game would actually do in terms of the long term.
That's my concern
its
too.
life cycle.
Yeah.
We were definitely having this conversation in private, and we were talking about like how it's this weird Christmas effect. Do you know why some people like start celebrating Christmas before October? By the time, but so like Christmas in a whole, you might be excited for it, but by the time the day actually arrives, you're kind of sitting there, be like, you're just tired of it, you know.
You sit there. You still have, so for some reason, you still have Mariah Carey in the background. You've listened to it for like the 300th time that month. You open up your present. It's like something you kind of wanted, and then you sit there, stare blankly at a wall.
Good food.
And then you play Overwatch.
Oh God,
that is me every year for the past 6 years at this point.
Stare blankly at a wall, play Overwatch.
Darn, my favorite tradition used to be just watching Jeff Kaplan at the fireplace.
Oh, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Wait! I just had a thought because like obviously Jeff has now left Overwatch. Do you think Aaron will do the Woglotch?
I feel like it is more likely that the Overwatch League talent and some of the other devs will fill in.
They should
kind of a bit like how they did last time they did it, right? It was Jeff Kaplan.
It was year 2. It was year 2 when they did it.
Yeah, so there were just a bunch of different people on there on top of Jeff Kaplan as well.
They should.
Okay, I wasn't there for the last one, so
they should rehire Sideshow to do it.
He's currently making big bucks in Valorant, so I don't think he's too fussed about not being in Overwatch League anymore.
I know that, but I'm just saying for that one event they should rehire. They should
for the one event get the silly bald man.
Yeah, exactly.
One time only, you know.
But to get back on topic with me being excited about Overwatch 2, though, the one thing I am still extremely looking forward to is the PvE side of the game, which I've really enjoyed the Uprising update when it came out way back in 2017. And I was like, man, this game really needs a campaign, and that's what they're doing exactly that. Even though we don't really have too much info on that side, I feel like it has a huge potential to be a success if they do it right, of course.
Right. I agree. I think PvE pretty much will dictate whether or not this wait was worth it, you know? And because looking at the PvP as it is, you do get this kind of like while there's a lot of improvement and while we have sung our praises about it and also given our critiques, I'd say there has been changes. However, we can definitely look at that and be like, is it 3 years though? 3 years of a wait. I'm not sure.
Is it 3 years of improvement?
No. I mean, I think it's safe to say it's not.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see those 3 years in PvE, and I think PvE will dictate whether or not Overwatch 2 sinks or swims. Officially. And I think that's the only way of looking about it. Have they updated anything about PvE? I just know it's coming vaguely next year.
No, they haven't.
Nope.
Well, ever since the but ever since the announcement, we do know that they have removed the item system since.
Oh yeah, the like they had the shield thingies.
Yeah, and, the turret and the concussive grenade.
Basically, the items that you have on your interact button.
Gotcha.
They removed those, but that's all. That's as much news as we got.
There's not. Also, they showed like massive improvements to the whole talent system, the hero missions, which they do look like they may be replayable and you could probably play for a long time without being bored. Because that's like one of the problems I had with the original archives. Like, it's fun for like a few weeks, but after that you just get burnt out of it and you just want more out of it instead of just
No, I
doing the
totally
same
agree.
thing over and over again. Like, at that point you just play to get your arcade wins.
No, I totally agree. I suppose, in fairness, they have shown a lot of self-awareness about this problem as well. Like they've talked about it several times. Every single time PvE, they've spoken about PvE, they have mentioned wanting to improve replayability. So I'm sure that this is where the 3 years of work is going into, you know?
Right.
Actively looking towards it.
But speaking of Overwatch 2 and also, you know, PvE, I was curious, Proto. So you've kind of made your name in the community for posting an obscene amount of voice lines, every interaction that you can find, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm curious, what draws you to the characters, story, and universe of Overwatch as a whole?
I mean, it's really hard to really describe, but Overwatch is like one of the few games that really get me invested and actually make me care about the characters a lot. And I just really want to learn more about each of the individual heroes that we're, you know, having and seeing like what their current situation is and what their relationship is towards the other heroes in that game. And plus, you know, constantly having to listen to Winston's periodic table jokes, but that's on another subject.
Yeah, after the 108th time, it gets a little less funny.
I mean, it depends on how.
I mean, speak for yourself. I never get tired of Monkey.
No, but
Neither
like,
do I.
I'm tired of the joke now.
I don't like playing Monkey, but I never get tired of him.
Oh, actually, that reminded me. The character I first thought was the most broken character in the game
It was Monkey?
because
How?
he didn't have to aim.
What the fuck?
He didn't have to aim. I thought
Monkey
Monkey
do
and
to
Sim were the two most broken characters.
Sin!
That's literally the only reason I play him in PC pools, because I mostly prefer playing Overwatch with a controller. And Winston, you don't really have to aim that much,
No, I just have to know where to aim.
basically.
Need a general direction, yeah.
Shoot in the general direction of the bad guys. You'll be good.
I mean, hey, at least with Overwatch 2, he is going to slightly take a little more skill with the alternative fire.
Oh, still can't wait for Sniper Monkey to be back.
Sniper Monkey.
The return of. I'm just curious. Who's your not your like the one you made, but who's your favorite character story wise or character wise?
That's actually a really tough one, but if I were to probably nail it down, probably Reinhardt.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
He has a bit of mystery to him as well.
Yeah, plus I think he's seen the most out of everyone.
Oh yeah.
The Omnic Crisis, him being thrown out of Overwatch, the years after it was disbanded.
Him
And also
rejoining Overwatch despite being thrown out.
Yeah.
That is true. I think like the main trio, I think you can easily say is probably like Anna, Soldier, and Reinhardt in terms of like, damn, they've lived lives.
Yeah, but I think Reinhardt's seen it most.
You know, I think who has like an insanely in-depth backstory for like seemingly no reason, especially like in comparison to other characters, is Genji.
True.
Oh.
Like, if you look at his story, it's insane. Like he's had a whole character arc in the background like twice.
That's
Twice
true.
over. We're on his third character arc.
He had a character arc so cool. 2 other characters had to be invented just for him to complete the arc.
True.
Yeah. Now literally a third character has been made.
Oh yeah, Kiriko came in now as well.
Yeah,
She just adds a bit to the first arc.
Right. What about?
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, in fairness, we don't know how she plays out in the. Given the fact that her current story seems to align with Genji's motives, which is kind of like to stop whatever
The crime
random
works
crime
there.
family. Yeah. So I feel like they kind of do intersect a little, but we'll have to only see, in the PvE. Ooh.
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 So what about
Depending on how things go, we might even face Kiriko.
that? Yeah, that actually seems like a
Because that was her
possibility.
original purpose. She was supposed to be a PvE enemy.
I do wonder how many characters we're going to are going to be in not playable, but we can fight against.
Right.
Would it be some of the old characters? Will it be some of the new? It'll be really fun and curious.
And then the extension to that question is, will we also be able to play the other side?
That would be
Dun, dun,
amazing.
dun.
Play the
I think-
failure and the success of both stories.
Oh, as in there's
You're
you
fighting
can play
Talon in
or
this one
Overwatch.
as Overwatch, or you're fighting Overwatch as Talon in the same scenario.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
Because we can see different outcomes then.
Right.
Oh,
And their
there
views.
There could
Mhm.
be story branches as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would actually be so cool that you could dictate your own story by just doing the PvE missions. Of how did it go? How did the reunion go? Oh, that'd be so fun! Oh my god, please Overwatch hire us.
Again,
We'll give you so
hire
many
us, that's right.
PvE is limitless.
No,
Speaking of writers, moving on to another question, to Proto. Overwatch 2 has a myriad of new voice lines and interactions. I'm just curious, how do you find them? Is it just you, or is it a team, or how do you go about it?
I know Rhino's with you.
yeah, I certainly have a group of people who actually hunt these voice lines down. Primarily the people from surprisingly, the Farah community.
Really?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's odd how I kind of dragged myself into it, but there was some really specific ones. We just find how on earth did you even find this? There was one I saw from
Specific team comps, 5 specific characters needed.
the most oddly specific interaction was I think it was Junker Queen, Zenyatta, Mercy, and Junkrat. Oh, and I guess Genji.
Oh yeah, I think I remember this one from one of your videos.
I mean, to be fair, what else does the FAR community have to do? It's not like they have much else going on.
Find the most dedicated voice lines out there. I mean, they've also just assisted me with providing footage or telling me how to trigger the voice lines, along with the actual narrative writers like Gavin and Justin Groot, which I do appreciate their assistance. You seen the one where Sigma chucks the rock at the Alting Genji?
Oh yeah.
Justin Groot actually told me about that.
Oh, did I interrupt your swordplay exhibition?
Yeah, he told me just throw a rock at him, just because apparently there was a voice line Junkrat was meant to have, which is if you respawn if you have Talon on your team, but he completely forgot it wasn't even in the game.
He's like, oh wait, I spoiled him on the next update. Oops.
Insider knowledge. It's like curse knowledge.
Because they don't know what is and isn't released.
Yeah, but the only reason I do credit them is because usually I may have to drag them if I need to record some of the hero interactions, because some of them don't support bots at all, including Doomfist, Wrecking Ball, Sigma, Diva, Farah, Echo, and Junker Queen.
Yeah, a lot of heroes just miss the ability for a bot for them to spawn in.
It's either because they require a lot of vertical mobility, which is very difficult to program a bot with. I mean, especially Farah and Echo.
Yep. Wait, oh yeah, does Mercy have a bot?
Yes, she does.
I
Yeah,
guess
some of them have it, but if it's critical towards their actual moves they do, then yeah, they'll have to cut them out. I mean, Wrecking Ball especially heavily relies on his mobility to be viable.
Not only that, but his mobility is player creativity driven.
Correct.
Yeah. There is no one place where you would swing. There's no one reason to swing either.
There's multiple ways of swinging. Ayy.
Exactly. That's it.
Ayy. You actually mentioned obscure voice lines a little earlier, and I'm just I'm just curious. What's the most obscure voice line you've ever seen or heard that you just found? And you're like, how on earth? Why on earth does this exist?
Okay, this was on the top of my mind. Oh, your mic's echoing badly, Jess. But
Oh, not again. Hold on.
I
Technical
think it's fine
difficulties.
now. No, it isn't. Sorry.
Okay, anyways, the most
We're
obscure
back.
one was when oh wait, is it okay. Anyway, so most obscure voice line I found in Overwatch 2, which kind of went viral, was when Sombra was looking through Cassidy's search history, and apparently he was trying to figure out how to get cactus spines out of his butt.
I mean, there are several reasons for him to put that there. He could have fallen into it. He could have not.
He might have did it intentionally. Wink, wink.
You know,
Country boys make do.
whatever. The country boys make do.
He's been out in the wilds for a while.
Yeah.
He was just imagining them as those 18 naked cowboys in the showers.
18. See? Oh, he's making his way over to Ram Ranch.
Oh god.
does make you question why on earth was Sombra, checking him out.
Sombra always checked him out.
She reads Brigida's poetry, which, yeah, I haven't put up the Sombra video as of the time of this recording, but yeah, she likes to stalk a bunch of people just for the fun of it, or to blackmail them.
Yep.
She really is like that person on Facebook that likes your photo from 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That very specific one.
Just likes your photo from 2 years ago, and then
That
comments, nice photo, thumbs up.
That reminds me when I ended up bringing up a tweet that Master Ian Gamer put out from 2013, which he apparently wanted to make an RPG game that never came to life.
What?
Really?
Yeah, 9 years ago.
Damn.
That's lore that we need to drill him on.
Well,
Yeah, that's for a future video, folks.
I mean, I think he has spoken about having like some game dev experience at one point.
yeah, he's good with computers, so.
So actually, moving on, talking about again, we're really nailing the transitions this time. I'm very proud of myself. So, have you noticed any interesting implication or story hints with what you've gathered so far? Especially, I know we haven't had the proper game release yet, but just from the betas and stuff like that.
Junkrat.
I mean, a lot of the heroes' personalities have certainly changed compared to the first game. The one I constantly see in my comments is the possibility of Junkrat joining in Overwatch. Or, the New Blood, which you've probably seen the comics on, and that being more developed out.
Right.
I've kind of seen he could go either way because he kind of fangirls for both Talon and Overwatch to a hilarious degree.
Yeah, I mean,
Does? For Talon?
Yeah, I've seen him say. Well, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm having a Mandela effect, in real time.
I don't remember
I'm pretty
that.
sure I definitely think he said something that one of the Talon squad members was kind of cool. I think it was Doomfist, maybe.
I know.
Oh yeah, no, he does find Doomfist exceptionally cool.
That's true.
I mean, who doesn't? In fairness, he levels a skyscraper in canon.
Yeah, according to Timmy.
According to Timmy, yeah.
And I trust Timmy with my fucking life, Proto.
How did he break his arm then?
Well, he tried to level a skyscraper.
You're right.
I
Okay.
bet he does seem like one of those kids that does karate.
Oh yeah.
No, here,
Primal punch!
Yeah. I
He
absolutely
primal punched the
fractures his
building a bit
bones.
too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He very much was yeah, I'll whack the plank.
Oh
And he
god.
did not whack the plank.
I
I
remember when I whacked the plank.
I know that Junkrat has an interaction with Sigma about a paradox, which is interesting.
Zeno's paradox.
Xenos paradox.
Which is interesting.
Oh yeah, there's also Sombra and Sigma as well. Speaking of the
Yeah,
old man.
their friendship is great.
Oh, we've spoken about this voice line a couple of times in previous episodes, but it's just so sweet
They
the
have
way she
multiple
looks
voice
after
lines
him.
together, Jazz.
Hmm?
They do. Even map specific ones, which they have the most map specific interactions in the game so far.
They have like 3 or
Oh.
4 on like Monte Carlo, Oasis,
Dorado.
Dorado, and what's the last one?
That's it.
Oh, well, that's cool.
It's very interesting to me that Sombra seems to have like a genuine friendship with like a lot of the Talon members, despite there being big hints to her double crossing them.
Who else does she have a friendship with besides Sigma?
Reaper.
I wouldn't say that's a friendship.
No, that's just
I don't
her
know.
mocking Reaper and Reaper putting up with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call that a friendship. She like intentionally prods him.
I'd call
Probably.
what Sombra and Cass have more of a friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I mean,
talked
they
a
also
few
make fun
times.
of each other.
Yeah, exactly. But in a much friendlier way than what Reaper does. Reaper's just like, shut up.
I'd
That's
also
Reaper though.
yeah, I'd also say that there's a possible friendship going on between Sombra and Baptiste.
Yeah, that has been mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too.
in his short story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, the funniest Talon interaction by far is Mora and Sigma.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That
The
shit was
implication-
2 minutes long. I was like, holy shit, how many lines did he have?
Because
The
not only
implication-
that, but there's a lot of variations of them.
Yeah, the implication that like Mora is kind of stuck in a lab with him and she's going insane because he just drives. There's something about him that drives her nuts. Very humorous to me.
Oh yeah. Nah,
The other thing that's like really interesting, one of the other heroes is Winston's and Wrecking Ball's relationship, which
Oh,
I know this
yeah.
hasn't.
I don't think you've uploaded.
I haven't. Sombra is currently next, but I'll just say that what happened at the Horizon Lunar Colony isn't really what you think happened, and Winston might have been somewhat responsible to what happened to Harold Winston.
Ooh, tea. Insider
We'll
scoop.
find out when you upload it, I guess.
You know what?
And you
Here.
could post them in the chat here. That's true.
Give us a hit.
Because I think
Exclusive.
I've seen someone else post the voice line you're talking about. At least one of them.
I got the file. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Juicy exclusive that will come out several days later.
I just want to gloat on how much I love Junkrat. Quickly becoming my favorite character in Overwatch right now. Because
You really
he
had,
just
like, banger Overwatch 2 votes this time around.
he's insane
things-
enough to talk with everyone.
True.
I'm surprised everyone's unfazed about talking gorilla.
I mean, they've probably heard it in the news 20 to 30 years ago that was possible in their universe, you know? They're just like, oh, this must be the talking gorilla.
Yeah, looking at the Overwatch lineup, like even just like this one thumbnail, it's kind of like, yeah, at some stage you just stop questioning things about your world. You're just like, yep.
Yep, monkey.
Yeah, monkey.
But yeah,
flying
here's
person.
the video.
2 robots. Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
I mean, I would say I don't know what's all of your favorite voice lines that Proto has posted so far,
Oh god.
or that you know of just in general. Because I have mine. I absolutely have mine.
Oh, I know. This is an oldie. This is one of the first Overwatch 2.
Oh
quotes,
yeah,
I
this
think,
is
that were
this is not the one I was talking about, but that is one where it's just like, oh god, the hamster has bad blood.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh,
has
wait, I
beef
haven't
with
seen it.
Winston.
Hold on, give me a second.
There's a second one between Hammond and Winston where they talk about the residents of the lunar colony.
Sorry,
But
I just
I-
listened to the voice
Do
line
you,
there.
do you happen to have it, Proto?
I do actually.
Ooh, interesting.
I'll send you all of the interactions with Winston and Wrecking Ball.
Cool.
But
Yay!
Jazz, what was the interaction you were gonna mention?
Okay, so this was one of the first, but to be honest, I think it's just hilarious. It's a conversation between Hanzo and Mora. And basically, he says something along the lines of like, "What you do is dishonorable" and whatever. You know, the usual Hanzo spiel.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Moira turns around and she says, "What's your name again? Shimada? What did they do again? Oh yeah, they're a criminal empire. Shut up."
That's a line from Overwatch 1. It was introduced late into Overwatch 1, Jazz. I think after you started.
Yeah, it's an Overwatch 1 line.
But I do like the line where it's like, "There's no honor in what you do." Shimada, where does that name come? Oh right! The Organization of Criminals!
Oh, it's fucking evisceration. Like,
Absolutely. Moira just consistently beats people with words.
She can't do it with Sigma though.
Speaking of Hanzo, he ended up getting disrespected by a vermin.
Explain.
Yeah, dude, Hanzo's really good at taking L's in lore.
yeah,
Orisa is just like the Orisa Hanzo interaction. I don't know if Astro and Jazz know which.
I know which one you're talking about.
It's like, Orisa says like, "Oh, I know the way you're looking at me. You want to ride me into battle." Hanzo's like, "What? No, that's preposterous." It's like, "Don't lie, Archer. You wish to ride me into battle."
his skinny legs. Of course, he wants to ride. His ankles are killing him.
He just wants the rider to get back to his old ability, scatter arrows. He just missed that so much.
He's tired of walking walls. He wants to retire.
What about you, Ness? What's your favorite Overwatch 2 voice line?
My favorite, I think. Now this is a bit of a slightly obscure line, but I think it's also the most one of the most fourth wall breaking lines.
Okay.
Where Junkrat says, "Guys, I killed the Doomfist!"
That's a good one.
Honestly, that's actually personally my favorite elimination line.
Mm-hmm.
What about
One of my favorite lines because it's just so funny.
Actually, we're on the BBB, we can't be positive for like too long. We start breaking out in hives. So, I have a hot, spicy question for you guys.
Okay.
What's your least favorite voice lines?
Least favorite, probably Kiriko. Some of the old, some of the new.
I would say, that's hard. I can't really identify anything that I have a really negative opinion of. I mean, I can tell you for sure that I love a lot of them. Like, my favorite by far is definitely the one between Zen and Sigma. But I don't know.
It's a voice line that just makes you die inside when you hear it.
I mean, most things that... Oh, wait. No, I know.
Here, let me tell you what my least favorite line is, and it's Diva saying, "So, don't take it personally when I get the most kills, okay?"
It's a good thing you say that, because mine is also a diva line. It's
Oh wait, I know.
cringe. When she says cringe, I'm like, I'm going to rip you out of this mech and strangle you. It's just,
ew, cringe.
oh god, she just became so much worse in Overwatch 2.
I love and hate that line.
I already did not like Diva's character, and like, oh god, I hate it even more now.
Okay,
I'm
but
calling
hear me
it.
out.
There's gotta be a voice line for Diva you could spam, which is cringe.
Just hear me out. Hear me out. Is it cringe or is it camp? Because I say it's kind of like that line is so bad. It kind of like circles back to being good. It's like The Room. You know,
I've never watched The Room.
It's bad.
Oh,
I know it's bad.
culture. Like, you need to be. Come on now.
But yeah,
But you get what I mean, that like it's so bad that it kind of rounds about and be like, that's so fucking funny.
No, I don't find it funny because I'm just like, this isn't it's not like a bad line. It's annoying. That's the difference between like that line in the room. Like the room is bad, but it's bad. It's possible to be bad enough to be funny. It's really hard to be annoying enough to be funny.
I'm gonna add to the dislike bar.
Oh no.
So that I ever met Mercy.
Oh God.
Of course.
I'll be honest. None of her lines are really hitting. They're all very, very cheerful, but in a way that sounds like she's seconds away from snapping.
Oh yeah.
You get what I mean? They're like overly cheerful.
The cheerful with a gun to your head type of cheerful.
Basically, that's how I feel while I'm at work. Like, I pretend to be very cheerful, but in reality, I just want to fucking scream at them. Like,
It's
just
very much. It's exactly what you said. It's very much like giving me like very hard day, but you're working in retail, and people are being very annoying, but you still have to be really nice. So you're like,
Yeah.
hi!
put on my nice guy mask, but not actually tell how I'm really feeling.
Someone
behind
threw a
it.
shopping cart at me, and I just had to be. I'll get that for you, sir.
Oh, people are so fucking rude. Off topic, but people like to put their shopping cart all the way to the other side or outside the store. I have to like run all the way there.
Oh, you're on cart duty a lot.
Yes, I'm customer lead at my store.
My
Oh, dear.
condolences. I had to be there for a year as well. Like
It's
just
fucking hot
standing
out
there,
there.
getting the carts. 'Cause that was a thing during COVID time here.
Yikes.
There was the cart guy. I had to clean the carts and put them back.
Could be a pain. I
remember-
sometimes crush my own fingers or foot as a result.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
the least bad part of that. It's
remember,
just the sheer amount of disinfectant on your hands make them permanently dry.
That too, but I
yeah, and
constantly
crusty.
bring hand sanitizer.
It was
Well,
kind of
yeah.
bad, really fucking
But yeah.
bad. Also, it doesn't help that I get really sore feet really quickly. But enough about retail. Jazz, have you
Okay,
thought of your least favorite line?
I think it's just more like in general, I don't like the voice lines.
The entirety of Mercy.
Yeah, the whole thing. Throw it out loud.
Angela Ziegler, be gone with her.
But the thing is that like it's so sad because like Mercy had like such a calm, soothing voice, you know,
Mhm.
and she used to be like really chill, and it's kind of veering into like diva, kind of like hype machine. But I'm like, what the hell? Mercy's never like, she's not like excitable.
It's still better than Lucio.
Lucio also changed a bit in Overwatch 2.
Lucio-
He went from being just like cheerful in a relaxed way to like suicidally cheerful. Like Mercy.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that
I'm
does
so
kind of-
excited! Can't wait to die.
that actually does like move us on to a more another question, which is a lot of players have actually criticized the new voice lines due to apparent changes of either character or delivery. So what are you guys like general opinions on this? Do you think like it's mostly true, not really true, or only true for certain characters?
I'd say it's
Well,
only
they've
true.
certainly changed.
I'd say it's
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say
But
it's
to
only
be
true for
honest-
certain characters.
I'll just say I think what they do with the new interactions, you may disagree with me, but I think they delivered it way better than what they did with Overwatch 1, which makes the game feel a little more alive as a result of it and a little more relatable.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
They do have a more consistent like character, and not just the voice actor is speaking.
Right.
Uh,
I don't
Some
know how much
notable
I agree.
character shifts I found were Farah, Orisa, though Orisa makes sense because she literally grows into being a different character. Like, that is
Torbjorn.
what he does in lore. Well, I found Lucio to be a jarring shift. He went from the
Torbjorn
guy that
is-
smokes weed to the guy that does crack.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think the one I noticed that changed a lot, and it was especially after one of the comics came out, is Torbjorn. Which, like, in Overwatch 1, he had a huge hatred of Omnics.
He changed
Like,
it.
but Bastion ended up changing him when he met him in the comic. And turns out that, you know what? Maybe Omnics are not that bad after all.
He's the racist grandpa that met a cool black person.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Well, pretty much though. I mean,
you are right. He doesn't.
he literally
does seem like he would,
one of his
he would
lines in
say
Nepal is I've said some hateful and terrible things here, but I should probably pay for, but I now I have to defend this place.
Yeah, but the most common criticism I get, and this may not surprise some of you, but it's from my Cassidy video.
Where it just has a different name.
Yeah, but the line that pissed off people the most was when Echo was saying, Cole Cassidy. Cole Cassidy.
Oh yeah.
Cole
Yeah.
Cassidy. You done? I just like saying your name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I understand. And, there's people out there in the comments like, oh, I'm still going to call him, his old name.
I'm still gonna call him his old name. It's like, okay, Boomer, I get what party you vote for.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck. If you're gonna fucking try to correct me, I'm gonna delete your damn comment, okay?
I think it's very interesting, like people's reactions. Like, don't get me wrong. Is that voice line also annoying? Yes. Like,
Oh,
don't get
yeah,
me
It's
wrong.
also on top of that an annoying voice line.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. I understand that, but like, I think the whole Cassidy discourse is really strange, I suppose, because like at least from my perspective, because we have been told, like, in canon, forget about everything that happened outside of it, right? And again, I just don't want to talk about it. I don't have the strength. Not today, not tomorrow, not anytime in this podcast. But everyone knows what happened outside of the game. But like in the game, we have known for several years, I think from the beginning, that his original name was fake. So,
Oh,
I mean,
indeed.
so I'm like, come on, guys, can we just like chill out? It's not
Yeah,
that deep. It's a name.
Sombra, there was an interaction that has since been removed from Overwatch 1, which was between Cassidy and Sombra, where she just said, pleasure meeting you, Jesse McCree, if that is your real name. I'm not sure what you heard, but my name is not Joe.
Which is extra funny now that we know his name is Cole Cassidy. He's not
told you,
nowhere
Joel.
near Joel.
Yeah, so technically that interaction did age well because Sombra was technically telling the truth. She just got the name wrong. Or at least...
I'm just
That's
still a
fine.
little upset they didn't call him Dave.
Poor
Dave was a
Dave.
very funny name.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Dave.
Just imagine the hero select. Just Dave.
David's easy
Especially
behind you,
like-
watch out! Take cover!
Dave's
Dave!
ulting! Guys, please! Diva, please matrix the Dave!
Davey!
Davey,
Or
my
the
boy.
Sigma player saying, fuck, I ulted the Dave.
It's high, Dave.
It's high noon. It's Dave time.
It's 4 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock, yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
we were watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and we got jump
Oh.
scared.
Oh yeah.
Mercer playing like
Hanzo and
obviously
Cassidy's
Cole
voice
Cassidy.
actors are in Edge Runners, and we just get Overwatch voice actor jump scared every once in a while.
And if you're like me, who also loves Critical Role, like I'm telling you, I've known every single voice actor in that show, and it scares me. Like, oh, person I know.
It's just
But,
unsettling. Like, you recognize, like, hey, that's that guy from Overwatch.
It's not even just that, Proto. Have you seen Edge Runners?
I'm planning to because I do enjoy the game. I just haven't got around to it because I've been busy making these interaction videos and plus working on completing my competitive placements, which I'm doing it on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC to take advantage of the account merging they're doing.
Oh my god, this guy's so smart. He's gonna have every golden gun.
Nope, you're still gonna have more than me.
Oh, I have about like 20, 25, I think.
Yeah, I only have 13. I only do the placements because I have way too much anxiety. Which, speaking of which, I know you may disagree, but I kind of like they don't have the whole SR thing, like for each individual match,
Oh, I agree.
just so it doesn't put a lot of pressure on me.
Oh, I agree.
I also agree. That was one thing that when I kept getting higher and higher, not only because like the higher you go, the more your SR matters, like depending on skill, because you keep getting less every match, and that's noticeable.
Right.
But not only that, but like the difference between 42 and 43 is just like there I could not comprehend the difference the first time I saw it. And yeah, it's just crazy up there. Like every 100 is just an entirely different skill tier.
Right.
So I'm glad they get new icons now. I'm less glad that they look like shit.
That's your only criticism.
Proto,
Yeah.
I'll post them in here if you haven't seen them. But they look like
Which
absolute
one?
dog water.
Wait, which ones are you talking? Oh, are you talking about the new icons for the tiers?
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
They're a little rough.
Yeah.
Why are top 500 and Grandmaster stinky?
I like that. I like that Grandmaster isn't the same color as Master. Excuse me, Master.
But that was the point. Because it's Grandmaster.
I always got him confused. It drive me crazy.
I don't really have much
Nexus, you're
thought of
talking
it.
as the. Oh, sorry. You go, Proto.
I don't really have much thought of it. I will say, however, the bronze through diamond, they do look incredible.
I think platinum is a bit of a miss, but bronze, silver, gold, and diamond look really good. Platinum's I don't like platinum. Master looks alright. It's a bit too narrow. But the Grandmaster looks like dog shit.
Yeah, but you know, they could always just change it.
They also lost the motif that the original icons had, because it used to just be like the bronze icon, and then the bronze icon with longer lines, and then the original bronze icon. But now it's larger and it has even longer lines. Like it all built from that bronze icon, and then it builds from the silver icon, and then it builds from the gold icon. In the original ones, you could always find the previous icon in the one above it, except for Grandmaster, which is just a bit different.
I
And
can
top-
still somewhat see it up top, like at the very top, but I don't know. You may disagree with it.
It's just that it's a bit more broken up now.
Right.
It's just
I
like
don't know. They're
I
all
don't know.
hideous to me.
I'm guessing they just want to make it look more prestigious. I think that's what they were trying to go for.
But it looks like shit. I don't. At this point, I just want to stay in Diamond rather than going to Master.
I mean,
Actually-
Nexus, spoken like a man who could even access Overwatch 2. Like, it's not looking great for you.
Oh yeah, the phone thing.
Oh yeah, what's going on with your whole phone situation?
Well, you of course couldn't read my rants because yeah.
What?
I'm not even sure if I can access the game. I have a prepaid plan, but sometimes that's fine as well, depending on the country you live in.
I'll just say some regions do have exceptions. So
Yeah, Germany has an exception, but you know, I don't live in Germany. I live the next one over.
Nexus, have you ever considered, like, moving?
No, Germany's cringe. They want to go back to coal.
If I lived in the Netherlands, I also probably wouldn't want to leave the Netherlands.
Anyway, going back on topic. So, with the recent heroes, you know, like Soldier and Jungle Queen, Kiriko, all of them have a lot of connections to previous heroes. Do you think the devs want deeper character interactions in the lore, or do you think this is just a coincidence?
I think it's always great that they're diving deep into each of the characters, and we're especially going to be getting one for Sojourn for her upcoming novel, mainly like during her days, like during the glory days of Overwatch and such. For the other heroes, like Kiriko and Junker Queen, I'm not entirely too sure. Like for Kiriko, she's like relatively new compared to the other two heroes.
She's, despite being very well connected to the Shimada clan, she is not really as close to those characters. And she may only have interactions with Genji rather than Hanzo.
I think, again, this is a brand new hero, so I haven't really been. We haven't really settled into her vibe yet.
So in the dev update, that she's like, out of the two of them, she was closest to Genji.
Yeah, because they used to play arcade games together as well.
Yeah, and they both sucked at training.
But again, it's going to be very interesting because, like, as we talked before, like Genji has had like 2 character arcs, so it's going to be very interesting for Kiriko to meet this very zen Genji.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure he goes absolutely beast mode in the arcade still, though.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Genji, actually, in a weird transition with Zenyatta, do you guys remember vaguely get Overwatch promising Zenyatta lore?
Yes.
They keep doing that. They're like, it's soon, PM, and then it never comes out.
I mean, we did get it with Symmetra's short story. We did learn a lot more about him.
Was it Zen that helped Sim?
Yeah, it was a crossover with Sim and Zen, from what I remember.
Okay.
But I distinctly remember them saying something after that comic. Or not the comic, but the short story.
Right.
I'm almost positive.
It was a really good short story, though.
It's an amazing short story, in fairness.
Good art, good, like, actual storytelling. Especially for someone as, like, difficult to write for as Symmetra.
Yeah. There's actually, like, Ian made a really good point of, like, comparing it, that short story to the recent Kiriko one.
Yeah, the one that 99% of people didn't even know existed.
Including us.
Including us.
We were just like I think this was during after D&D, and we were all just like chilling, and Ian just dropped a bomb being like, hey guys, have you seen the Kiriko short story? And we were like, huh?
And then he said, yeah, it sucks. And we're like, wait, there's been a short story?
Yeah, it's only 6 pages long.
I still haven't read it.
It wasn't that interesting.
Well, I haven't read it. So like, what happened in it? Was it just like filler?
I felt like it was a little more filler than anything else. Like it gave a little more context towards like what she does in terms of protecting Kanzaka from the what's the group called? The Hashimoto?
Yeah, Hashimoto clan.
Yeah, which I am looking forward to that animated short, by the way, even if it did unfortunately get leaked.
I still haven't seen that leak. Well, I've seen things about the leak, but I've like not seen more than like an image or two. So I'm looking forward to it.
They do keep on showing small clips of it, so I do wonder when it's coming.
Also, Sojourn cinematic.
Sojourn as well. They've also been keeping that under their wraps, and I think it's very strange because I would have thought a better way of going to like build hype would be, obviously I think Junker Queen is perfectly fine as is, but then have another short story in between, and then have a short story for the release date. So I think if my hunch is correct, we're probably going to get the short story. The animation. Sorry, I'm all over the place today.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of buzzwords anyway.
Exactly. They just mean nothing after a while. But I would have thought the animation would have come out like beforehand. But I guess I suppose we're getting it on the day.
I would imagine.
Well, we still have 5 days remaining, and people don't often think in long term. When let's say I am average consumer, right? Hello, I am average consumer. Wow, a cool cinematic just came out 3 days before release. Man, I'm so excited. I look forward to the next day. I'm like, damn, that Overwatch cinematic was really cool. Then the day after that, I'm like, what's Overwatch? So
I mean, the average consumer is still confused as hell about what's
the
going
average
on.
consumer still thinks the game costs $60.
Yeah, that guy's a moron.
That guy? There's more than one guy.
Oh, I know. I put out a whole fucking tweet about it.
You think everyone's gonna read the tweets?
No, of
Exactly.
course not. It's only gonna be in my follower circle. I don't expect it to go viral. That's not my intention. I just wanted to vent that out because there's so many morons out there.
Oh, that's
In
also
fairness-
okay. Blizzard, you can't say that they aren't partially. They don't have a point. It has been really confusing so far.
Oh, I
Because,
won't deny.
just because they're wrong doesn't mean that, like, they don't have a right to be wrong in this case. Because they had to have followed it all the way through to know what the fuck was even going on in the first place. It's just that a lot of them spread it as fact. That was the problem.
Plus poor wordings from like the developers, particularly, no offense, Jeff Kaplan, when the game first got announced.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
like you'll be
part where
able
you
to
said-
play with Overwatch 1 player. It's like, no, Overwatch 1 becomes Overwatch 2.
Yeah, and he didn't even clarify it till like after it, when they were doing like a closed Q&A session that we didn't even get to see publicly until like a week or two after it was announced. And not so many people got to see that video. It only has like 40,000 views.
Yup.
In fairness, Overwatch I don't know what is with Overwatch in particular. They have awful luck and piss poor management in terms of getting information out there. Like, we have to consider we try to keep up to date with Overwatch news because it's, you know, we're a part of this podcast. It's kind of our job to stay somewhat on track, and even we're confused
Yeah.
by half the shit.
On
And it's
occasion,
because
we're just rubbing our heads together, you know, creating sparks with brain cells, and we still don't get it.
Yeah, and it's because they, one, don't give us all the information. Two, it's in 3 different areas. 3, you have to look at some people's tweets as well, and it's like it's so much to try and follow that it's like you just tone out after a while.
And
Right.
then you hope that the general consensus after that is just the right one.
Yeah.
Add on to that just the poor timing with like everything that was going around him, that the Overwatch team didn't really have much to do. I mean, especially when the game was announced, people just jumped to the conclusion like, oh yeah, you only announced it because you just wanted people to forget about that controversy you did.
Oh yeah. It was basically the weird conspiracy theory that they announced and created Overwatch 2 in like 2 weeks, even though we had gotten leaks of it like months before.
And I might as well say this: Overwatch 2, like their development, they actually truly started working on it in Q4 of 2017.
Yep. After
Yeah.
after the uprising and retribution, they were like, wow, this campaign thing has a real good potential. We might want to invest in that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
distinctly remember.
It wasn't Overwatch 2 back then. They might have thought about adding it to the main game eventually, but like, in a way, that's what we're getting. The game just got rebranded.
No, that wasn't really the case. When Uprising came out and they actually asked Jeff Kaplan about story mode, he said like if they were gonna put in a story mode in Overwatch, that would basically require them to make an entirely new game for that. It's something they wouldn't be able to simply update.
Right. Okay.
I do know. I think I know what you're referring to. I think I'll try and find the exact quote afterwards.
I have the article. I could look for it.
Oh yeah. So I distinctly remember Jeffrey Kaplan mentioning that they took PvE more seriously after Retribution because they realized the story potential of Overwatch, and they were like, "Oh shit, we're really like onto something here, and I think we should tap on it." Now, whether or not at that stage it was definitely going to be a sequel, if they were looking into, you know, other avenues, I don't know. They've kept those type of things under wraps from my memory. But definitely around that time, definitely Retribution onwards is when they started taking it seriously.
Right.
And then they announced it all the way back in God, February? No,
I think what
November?
when they mainly greenlit it was with the massive success of Junkenstein's Revenge, which at the time when it came out in 2016, everyone loved it.
Oh, how the times have changed.
I know, but like I saw everyone talking about like how cool this mode was, and like the PV had a lot of potential. Like the only complaint I ever saw were the limited selection of heroes.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I still love Junkenstein.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either. It's just more a case of like, it's just I wish there was some spice to it.
I wish they just
After,
added more
like-
heroes.
Yeah, add
I
more
wish they added
heroes,
a
add more-
variation on it. You know, you can still have the same game mode, just on like a different part of Iconwald, and you know, it seems like that's exactly what they're doing next.
Yep.
or even
with
different
Bride.
enemies. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
like every so often you get like there's a series of random enemies that you can get, and they're always different every game. You know, something like that. Anything. It's just the fact that they didn't touch it for like several years, and I think that it's just it's not really Junkenstein's Revenge's itself. It's more what it represents.
On a bit of a
Like-
side topic, right? I'm gonna, you know, since this is kind of the voice line episode in a way, the amount of voice lines for Junkenstein's Revenge that go unused otherwise, they're so good. Like,
I know.
There's a really good one for the narrator where if you have the Okami skin on for Hanzo, Reinhardt will actually do the wolf howling sound.
wow,
What?
like
Yeah, it's amazing.
how every character is introduced by Reinhardt's really cool. It's like when you select your character in Junkenstein's, for those that don't know, Reinhardt, or at least Reinhardt's voice actor, will like really epically announce the character that was just selected. So,
Right.
for example, Widowmaker will be called the Countess goes. It's like the Countess does one thing, you know, and it's just really good, you know. The abilities are called different things in Junkenstein's as well. Like Anna refers to her nano boost as an alchemical boost. Or
Right.
when she throws her nade at someone, she says, "Here, take a healing potion." I want to see more of that. I kind of want some of those lines to be able to be like acquired in Overwatch 2 for regular gameplay, because they're more than good enough lines.
All right.
Oh,
and
for
they
sure.
mostly just like change the name of things and won't be confusing, right? Because they're the same lines used for the same scenarios.
Mercy does the same thing, like when she's healing, like casting a healing spell and such in the PvP normally. I'm guessing that they just want to find a good Ana skin in order for that to even happen, which is probably why we haven't seen it yet.
Because what is she called in the Alchemist? That's her name. So I guess if they ever release an Alchemist Ana skin, she might get some voice lines for it.
All right.
Actually, do we know? I know this is obscure, but again, this is a voice line episode with the Proto, so I suppose this is the time to ask. Do you know how like Anna and Reinhardt had a very flirtatious relationship in Overwatch 1? Do we know if that carried out to Overwatch 2? Because I haven't seen anything.
It has been carried out to Overwatch 2. Did you ever watch the Ana or Reinhardt interaction video, or even
No,
watch
I
Play
didn't.
video?
Definitely continue to go on about it, especially on Gibraltar.
I couldn't get to it in time. I'm sorry. I'm a fake fan.
Don't worry.
Let me send it to you.
Yay!
They'll say like, Gibraltar, where has the time gone? We were so foolish back then. We could still be foolish now.
Oh, spicy! The old people are getting sexy.
Yeah, here it is. It's real.
Oh, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm not really into shipping or anything like that for Overwatch anyway. But there are just like those couples. I'm like, yeah, you too. Old people rock.
There's yeah. I'm not too much into the shipping part, but there are some ships where I'm just like, yeah, they kind of make sense. And then the other part's just like, the community did this.
Right.
I'm one of those.
McHanzo especially.
Oh, what's the new? Because of obvious reasons, what's the new ship name for them? Or
I don't think they've
I
come
actually
up with
don't
one.
know. I know for Cassidy and Ash, it's just Cash.
Cash. Oh, that's really funny. Actually, the funniest. I'm laughing. I'm laughing just, just thinking about it. Do you know Ash and Widow?
Yeah.
Ash and Widow.
Yeah. So there's a pairing for those two.
Wait, what?
Right. And the pairing is.
What is
Sorry.
it, Jess? Can't be that bad.
No. It's just so stupid. It's I just Wee Haw.
Okay, what the hell?
That's
Wee Haw.
Weehaw.
What?
Weehaw.
Oh no.
Because we is yes in French.
Oh god.
Wee
Yes,
Haw.
ha.
Why?
Yes, ha.
Why?
Man.
Okay, I think we need to get back on topic
Yes.
because it's
What do
been
you
an hour
mean?
and 10 minutes.
Wee Haw is perfectly
On topic.
on topic.
Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is implications. Are there any lines that you think have particularly important
We already
implications?
talked about that.
We already talked about that.
Oh, we did?
Fake fan.
Junkrat joining Overwatch. Winston's wreck involves a relationship.
Oh, well, I didn't get the chance to mention the Sigma Zen one then. Because that's the one.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
one.
He has
sure.
maybe seen the iris.
Like,
Or met the iris.
that
Oh yeah, he just randomly said he met God. Like,
That-
shit.
that line more or less confirmed a theory I had had for a long time about Sigma, which is that perhaps he's not crazy, he just knows way too much. Like, he's just kind of overwhelmed by it. I mean, a lot of the lines in Overwatch 2 have reinforced this idea that, like, it might not be that he's, like, insane in the traditional sense, but, like, he's literally just, like, experiencing different realities at all times, and so it just fucks with him.
Is that not insanity with extra steps?
Okay, sort of is, yeah, but it's... I mean, he has the line about, mentioning, asking Cassidy if this dimension has shifted timescales, or...
No, a cowhand.
Yeah.
Where am I right now?
Exactly. And he has the other one that I guess is sort of implied in a way about the ant, like because
Ant on the ceiling.
he's just completely zoned out, like he saw the ant like 3 hours ago, but he's only now realizing it.
Snap out of it, old man! I'm talking to you!
Oh, another one. What wonderful creatures.
And then there's the one from when he's interacting with Reaper where Reaper's like, focus, old man, and he's like, how can one focus when viewing the infinite universe? And it's just and it basically confirms this theory that, like, there's just eldritch shit going on, basically. Which is
stuff we can't even see. Like, he'd probably seen everything. Like, he knows way too much that just driven him to insanity. And maybe that music that he keeps on hearing, the melody, maybe that is from the Iris.
Well, what is an actual theory about black holes is that if you were to pass the event horizon of a black hole and look back at where you entered from, you'd actually simultaneously see every moment in time, past, future, and present, from like the beginning of the universe to the very end. And so I always sort of assumed that was sort of what's going on with Sigma. So yeah.
That seems about right. I mean,
Yeah.
there's things he knows that he shouldn't know. There's things he should know, but it's just like an ant on the ceiling.
Exactly.
He does kind of strike me as like Reaper, no, like Moira will ask like, "Hey, Sigma, do you want to go to the toilet?" And there's like a long pause, and then like a year and a half later, he turns around and says, "Yes."
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
And she's
And then
just
like a
"What?
year
What?"
later, he'll like turn around to the nearest person and say, "I just went."
Oh no!
Oh god.
No!
And then that person has to deal with those consequences.
Oh dear.
Moira's
And then he
very much
floats
like
to the
putting on
ceiling and starts bouncing on it.
the
I love Eldritch Mantha.
I do remember one of my friends mentioning that like there is an air of sadness to Sigma.
Oh, there
And
absolutely
I asked her
is.
why, and she said like, in many ways he does kind of remind me of a man with
Dementia?
oh, what's it called? This is
Dementia?
ironic. I'm forgetting
Amnesia?
Amnesia?
No,
Yeah.
not amnesia.
It's
Um,
I know what the
What's it? Well, it's on the tip of my tongue.
yeah, of course.
This
What the fuck is it called?
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, yeah.
Alzheimer's.
There it is. That's ironic. That is very funny.
Yeah, there you go.
I forgot the
that.
word Alzheimer's. But that's the reason why it kind of like it hits a little different for her because like obviously she dealt with something very similar, and I never noticed that until around like we started like getting Overwatch 2 stuff and things like Sombra treating him very nicely and stuff like that, and it does make it a lot like it was sad before, but now it's like oh there's layers to it's like an onion of sad.
I mean, she literally refers to him as Viejito, which literally means like, basically like an endearing way of saying old man.
Yeah, it's just kind of there. It was like crazy man stared at a black hole too long, but now you're like, oh no, it's even sadder. There's an allegory to it.
Yep.
It doesn't help that he does just simultaneously does and doesn't know where he has and hasn't been. I mean, in one of the lines he has in Monte Carlo, he says, "This place looks familiar. Have we been here before?" To which Sombra explains, "Yeah, we've been here to visit Max." Oh, with the Roman statues and stuff. It's like, yeah, with the Roman statues that he has.
They're Greek.
Greek, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
I don't know. Sigma is infinitely interesting to me, so I could go on about that for hours.
That's a pun.
Yeah, this would make this podcast way too long.
Sigma just makes podcasts longer.
Yeah, he stretches time. He warps time.
He does
Speaking
warp
of,
time.
I suppose we're reaching the end game, and I suppose because this news literally broke just before we got on together, but there was showcasing of what we'll be able to get when Overwatch drops. The battle passes essentially, and brief thoughts. What do you guys think of like the new skins, the new animations, stuff like that?
I mean, the skins look banger.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go broke from buying all these skins.
Yeah, they finally announced the pricing anyway.
It's bad. It's really bad. That's
some crazy pricing.
Yeah.
I do want to clarify from at least what someone told me, the prices on the epic and legendary skins, they're supposedly supposed to be a lot lower compared to what we're seeing right now. But it will still be higher than what is on Overwatch 1.
Yeah, and I know
I was about to say that like that Kiriko skin that we saw in the trailers, with the jacket, the really cute one. But it says here, at least the graph that I have, it says 2,000. And if you look at the purchase coins that they showed, that would be 20 euros or 20 USD. Sorry.
Yeah.
No worries, I could easily convert it.
It's
it's the same right now.
Yeah, they are the same right now. One thing I would note is that they're doing that really, really scummy thing where, from what I'm seeing at least, they don't allow you to purchase currency equivalent to the price of an item. So, like, there's no, most things are 2,000 coins, but, they'll only sell you, like, 1,900 at a time. so that you have to overspend to be able to get the item.
Love that. Incredible.
I do also want to point out that like some of the legacy items, and I'm not sure about the new items, but if you already obtained some of the items that are in the bundle, you will actually get a discount on it, which is
Will
good.
you know?
Yeah, because I saw the RIP victory post on like one of the other YouTubers' videos. It was like a lot higher, and then the other one, it was a lot lower. Just because it's only lower because he already had the majority of them.
Interesting. So I guess the
Interesting.
discount is like fluid.
Correct.
Huh. I guess they did take that into account.
Good, because that would have just been terrible if you
Yeah,
had to
because I saw an
spend-
Overwatch League bundle that's just like a bunch of different skins. And I'm like, I already have most of these.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
then
be
I looked at the individual pricing. All of the individual prices were fucking cranked to all hell.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
this
like
And
that's
then-
like
I wonder how discounted it'll be for me, because I have most of them, but not all of them. And
Right.
if that's even worth it.
yeah, that is a really good question. And plus, you know, they'll probably find ways to incentivize people to even buy the bundles because there already is one with the Doomfist skin, which either you could just buy the 500 coins by paying $5, or you could buy it with the Doomfist skin at that same price.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, one thing I would note is that I think almost regardless of what else they tell us at this point, I think this is going to be a shit fest.
Yep.
That's what I'm most concerned about because
I'm also kind of concerned about the fact that the battle pass doesn't give you your coins back.
like you can't
Yeah.
earn
By playing
back
it.
enough. Yeah. Although I did see that there are in fact daily challenges, which we didn't think there were
There's
before.
dailies,
And weekly.
weeklies, seasonalies, lifetimes, and hero specifics.
Which
And competitive.
yeah,
And those.
which I hope means that if we do almost all of them, we can get enough back. But
We should also
I mean-
note that some of
I mean-
those, like lifetime, competitive, and so on, will likely eventually run out.
right,
Unless you get the new heroes, which I mean.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the new heroes are only applied to seasonal challenges, so.
Yep.
Oh. Uh-oh. Well, then we're fucked.
I mean, the challenges aren't really too bad. It's like either take advantage of Junker Queen's commanding shout or get 5 kills with Sojourn's alternative shot, which it doesn't have to be within a game. It's like a lifetime thing. So even if you made some progress and such,
Even
you
if
can
you do
still
it,
go on in the next game.
yeah.
And we also have to consider, do you know, if we do the weekly challenges, that's like 60 coins off the bat, and then add that up to everything else. I'd say, you know, it should be fair enough.
Yeah, which
Like I said, I think at max we'll get like, you know, you'd probably earn yourself like 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how active you are.
I do wonder
for
how fast are you able to rush through the battle pass? Like, could you theoretically in one sitting that is less than 24 hours, in one sitting, could you unlock Kiriko?
Here, let me tell this because I have a lot of experience, and this is coming from me, a diamond portrait player who's over level 3000. From what I've seen from the videos, on average, you get about 2,000 to 3,000 experience if you were to be in a group, like per match, and each of the levels in the battle pass is always capped at 10,000. So I would say it would probably
But is
take
that
more than 24
experience still the
hours.
same?
Yeah.
Do you
Mostly.
still get experience per match?
Yeah, with the added bonus of the premium battle pass, which I know we're talking about unlocking Kiriko.
Yeah, we are. We're
Yeah.
basically like, how fast could you, as a new player that hasn't bought the battle pass, so you'd take like a minus 20% on that as well. How fast could you unlock Kiriko? So how fast, basically, could you speed run to level 55 with the battle pass, and how fast can you do it?
I would, if you were gonna do it, and like, of course, you count in the breaks. I'll probably say 1 to 3 weeks would be how much.
Oh,
time it would
gonna
take
be
to
honest.
unlock the
Holy
new
shit.
hero.
That seems like really cool content, right? Like, imagine a content creator is like, how fast can I break the battle pass? But then you think about the next thing. Oh wait, he just needs to buy a second phone to even do that.
Oh God, that just. Oh man,
Oh,
this is.
oh yeah.
Oh, this is gonna go
even
badly.
skip out throughout the entire battle pass, it will cost you 16,000 coins, which is the equivalent of around $150.
Mm-hmm.
But and watch those people complain about how there's no rewarding progress, even though they bought it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Not gonna buy it though. I at least want to grind out the game.
Well, don't we get it for free, the first one?
If you buy the for Kiriko, yes. But
Yeah.
if you're talking about the premium battle pass and such, you have to buy the watch point pack or just buy it separately.
I've bought the watch point pack.
So you got the premium battle pass. Congrats. So you'll level up significantly faster.
That kind of looks like the battle pass.
Which good news on that. The group bonus and the bonus XP through the premium battle pass will stack.
Insane. I wonder if the looking for group feature was removed.
I think it's still in the game.
Still in the back end somewhere. Hasn't been taken behind the shed yet.
I'm curious. Do you know the team? You know, like good teammate, shot caller. I forget.
Endorsement
those,
system
Oh,
has
yeah,
been
endorsement.
has been altered. You can only give one type of endorsement, just basically like good player. Thank you.
Right.
Plus, I think the reward is a lot better than the loot boxes because it's like battle pass tier skips, which now we know. Endorsement level 2 gets you 1 tier skip, and then level 5 would probably give you 4 tier skips.
Wait, I
Oh,
thought it just
interesting.
rewarded XP, not tier skips.
Nope, they reward you tier skips.
Oh damn!
I guess
suppose,
they
like,
just like save you a session or two on Overwatch, I guess.
Correct.
Overwatch.
If you're good at playing Overwatch and you're a friendly
It's about to
player,
become
you have
very
to
polite.
play less Overwatch.
Excuse me, madame.
I like how in a lot of these like grind things, the reward is you have to play the game less.
I mean, there's still those lifetime challenges, which will take a while. Like, there's one for competitive and quick play where you have to win 1,750 times to get a card.
That's the streamer card, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be no-lifing that game again, like I did with Overwatch 1, which at that point with this game, I have over, I think, almost 10,000 hours.
Holy.
Is that just in gameplay? Like it records that, or in like?
According to my Xbox stats,
Right.
it says I have over a year on it, or nearly that. And then the add-on with the PC version and Switch,
Right.
I would say it's about 10,000 hours.
'Cause, on PC, it doesn't really accurately track your hours
No,
played. It only tracks the amount of time that you're in a game.
Correct. Yeah, and plus some of the stats didn't even show up until later. Xbox was actually probably more accurate than the PC version.
Because it tracks how many hours you are in that game.
Correct.
Like Steam does with every game, but this game isn't on Steam, it's on Blizzard.
Yes.
So
I
I'm
will say
guessing.
this. I did slightly zone out because I'm looking at that gorgeous. I know we've talked about it before, but that mythic skin is stunning.
Oh, hell yeah. Really
It is
can't wait
so
to see
good.
the potential customization for that, which we get to see. And one of my favorite things when I saw in the videos, the randomize option. That was actually really cool to look at. Like, the game does it for you. You could just mix and match.
I hope they
It
give
looks-
every character a randomized skin option, like in the hero select.
Oh, they should. And plus, speaking of, switching skins and such, they finally let you change your skin in the practice range. After all this time.
Yeah, baby!
Whoa, let's go!
Yeah, they should have added that for a really long time instead of forcing us to get out of the menu and then equip it and then go back in.
The poor people that had to record those every single time an update happened.
Plus, they should let you disable your gold weapon or have it on. Because sometimes I like to do that.
Yeah. Sometimes when I equip a skin, I'm like, God, this one's awful with the gold weapon. A lot of sim skins don't look great with the gold weapon.
I actually got my logged in a few days ago. I got my gold weapon. My last one. I decided to get a Moira one because I saw that her nails are also golden, and I was like, "Oh yes, work queen."
You didn't know that?
Yes.
No, I didn't. I had never
Yeah,
noticed
when
it
people
before.
get the Moira gold gun, they say I'm getting the golden nails.
I also
hadn't
forget
seen it
that
before.
they make Sigma's gloves golden too.
Oh.
I don't like that on every skin, but on Maestro it's good.
I also remember when they
See-
made Bob gold.
Golden Bob.
Same thing
Oh
with
boy.
Brigida's shield. They didn't even make that gold at launch till later.
Mhm.
But you see, I don't really, the golden guns were kind of nothing to me. Truthfully, I was like, oh, they look ugly most of the time.
Yep.
It's
So I
kind of
never
funny
paid
how
attention
they went back on Jeff Kaplan's decision about getting rid of gold weapons because he originally wanted to do that for Overwatch 2, but since he left, and I guess they couldn't really come up with an incentivizing reward, or players would have been upset, so they just said, "Fuck it, we'll just keep the gold weapons how they are."
Yeah,
mean,
because
they
they
definitely
really
don't-
wanted to disincentivize like casuals from playing competitive just for the gold weapons. I guess they haven't found a way to do that.
I mean, technically, I guess you could say the first time user experience.
Right.
I guess, but like, if you're past the first time user experience and you really like Reinhardt, you're like, damn, I want that the golden hammer. Even though you're now 150 hours in, you still want that golden hammer.
Yeah, because that's the only reason I do play competitive, to be honest, is because of that. Just because they look shiny, and I'm an extremist collector.
You're like a swallow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, shiny!
I mean, hey, no shame, and feel free to boo on me, viewers, but I literally spent $800 on 2 skins.
Get out yourself. I thought we were gonna do that.
And Winston. No.
$800
the
for
fucking-
black and blue monkey.
The black and blue Bastion and Winston.
But hey, I get a pretty cool physical paper of the actual BlizzCon email.
You do?
Yeah, totally. Right?
Dude, physical paper printed from the Blizzard offices. Oh, you can just smell the bad work environment.
Smell that? That's toxicity.
Oh god.
Oh god. But what else? What else? Is there anything else to talk? Oh, that Junker Queen skin. I just saw it again, and my attention was taken away.
Your what should be taken
To the
away?
viewers at home. To the viewers at home. There's a I can't speak. I'm looking at it. There's a new skin for Junker Queen. And she's in this really hot goth outfit. Like I mean punk goth.
Punker
And-
Queen.
Huh? What?
If it's called that, I am going
Is it
to
called Punker Queen?
dunk someone in milk and slam them against the wall.
And kiss him? Like that's amazing. The
Well,
idea.
that's what you're gonna do with this one.
Oh my god, she's just too pretty. I don't know what else to do. I can't help it. They made her like this, okay? I didn't do nothing. I'm an innocent bystander. They just make her like this, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I have nothing to apologize for.
Joker Queen, crush me with your fights to death!
Well, that's 2 in the call that want that, at least.
Come on, it's hard to resist.
I mean, she's gonna do it regardless. I guess she might as well enjoy it.
True, but don't do it on the
Finally.
levels of Pop Claw.
No, she'll
Finally,
pop
someone-
your head.
You know, I am grateful. Finally, someone who understands me. So I'm not alone. I come onto
Hey,
this
let's
podcast.
go!
I'm come onto this podcast, and I'm shamed. Finally, someone who understands.
Not shamed. We're just
I
like, nah,
understand.
she's not my type. And you're like, how could you?
We did sneaky, and now we will never,
We'll
hear
never
and tell.
reveal the contents of this, but we did a sneaky smasher pass in privates.
It was revealing. Let's just
It
say
was
that.
revealing.
And let me tell you, I'm deeply betrayed.
Oh, okay. I mean, you shouldn't really know about me.
We
Well,
haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen my side.
believe
Tune in for BBB's extras.
believe me when I say Jazz is up there with the most down, catastrophic people I've ever met.
You
What
met
can I
me.
say? Love is love.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
I sent the stupid picture of me with the papers of the BlizzCon skins I spent $800 on.
Oh God.
Oh my
Oh.
god,
Let me
man.
see.
How many hours of retail what were those papers?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to think about it.
You need to quantify that, okay?
And don't even try to redeem it. Already cleaned it.
It's like, I spent how many hours working for this piece of paper?
Yeah, I spent $800 on 2 pieces of paper.
Let's go!
Let's fucking go!
I mean, some people have spent it on fucking pixelated monkeys, so I guess you were the one winning here.
Hey, I'm not the one who spends like hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for ugly ass apes.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually play with yours,
Yes, exactly.
He gets,
and you can resell them for much higher value too.
he gets
And plus, people will actually look at me and appreciate me for it.
Well, I mean, they'll be like, "Ugh, BlizzCon viewer."
No.
I mean, there's no shame.
Honestly, black and blue monkey is a flex.
Black and blue Bastion is a problem.
Yeah,
That's a bigger flex. The glowing blue on the turret.
that's true.
And
Also,
plus
the Symmetra and Genji skins. I don't have them because I've never bought the BlizzCon thing, but they're really good.
Funny enough, I won that from a Facebook gaming giveaway.
Facebook gaming.
Yeah, okay, I know that's funny, but the only reason I knew about the giveaway was because of the Overwatch YouTuber, or formerly Nickel.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. He and Jane were bought out by Facebook Gaming, and then their social media presence collapsed.
Yeah, if you get bought out by Facebook Gaming, you're
That's
gonna
gonna
lose
be the last gaming you're doing.
You've gamed your final gamer.
Yeah.
Your final game. Now only the elderly will watch your stream.
Funny enough, do any of you remember Mixer?
Yeah, of course I do.
I wish not, but I unfortunately do.
I still had the app on my.
Was good.
I still had the app on my phone until like a month ago.
Oh, I still have it on my phone too.
So, you want to know why I knew about Mixer?
Why?
This was before they like actually tried pushing the platform, right?
Okay.
So in Paladins, yes, I
Oh,
know,
boy.
I'm going there.
Oh, Paladins was
In
pushing.
Paladins, they had a fucking deal with Mixer where you could also buy skins with Mixer points that you would get from watching professional matches, or just
Right.
like just about anything Paladins related on Mixer. So what people would do on Steam is they would like Shift Tab opens up a menu that allows you to basically force a internet browser into Steam.
Right.
They would pretty much just put that on, then mute it, and then keep playing. And you would just farm Mixer points while playing with nothing else in the background.
Wow, that's quite something.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, they removed the Mixer points, and then like a lot of the community that actually had those were upset because it wasn't around long enough for anyone to farm up the amount you needed to buy skins.
Right.
Oof.
That's a real Paladins moment.
Speaking of-
Paladins will invent a new monetization system, and then right before anyone free to play can use it, create a new one.
Speaking of skins and being upset, I think this is gonna be the final point. I love how we said this is gonna be a short episode, and I'm looking at the timer, and it's almost like
2
an
hours.
hour and 40 minutes.
We don't
That is
do
a short episode.
we don't-
We've done 3-hour episodes.
Yeah, we don't do short episodes.
Have we done
For
3
sure.
hours?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
God.
I think
Yeah,
we
we
almost.
have,
I don't
yeah.
think.
I think we almost
I
did
think.
3 hours once. Yeah. Let me check.
Oh God. But anyway, let this be the final point.
Okay.
Have you guys I don't know if you guys been kicking around, right? Have you guys seen the Mercy Pink Mercy discourse yet again spring up?
No.
People are still molding about that one.
Yeah, they're basically questioning about like why she's not like on the store.
You kidding me?
Because she was a time skin for
A charity?
charity?
Yeah.
Why are they still molding about it?
I don't know, man.
It's like
I will
you
say
got
this.
it or you didn't. It's like just
It's-
cry about it, I guess.
I will say this. It is hilarious how like Overwatch has had time skins before, many a time. But the one for charity is the one that gets the most discourse.
Well, yeah, because it's for
Yeah.
Mercy.
True.
Yeah.
True. And
Well,
gentlemen,
no, actually,
I'd
there's
say-
another time skin that was for Mercy. They're not molding about that one.
Which one?
The one with like the Overwatch League one.
Oh. Okay. Well, but that one
There's
can
one
come.
that
That one
was,
can. That one can
was
feasibly
a
come
2-4.
back. That one can feasibly come back.
Well, yeah, it's come back twice now, but they didn't plan on having them come back.
Right.
Also, please stop fucking with Super Jump, Blizzard. I cannot.
Yeah.
I do.
Just
love how,
return
like,
it to how it was. That was less confusing somehow,
I do
and also
love
more
how
balanced.
We went through all those changes, and eventually they just said like exactly what Ian said. They're like, "Oh yeah, we just fixed the animation for it. There you go, done."
But it
After
still
all this
happens,
time.
I think.
They. It's
Really?
There's still no
Oh, sure.
animation for it.
It was announced today that they killed a lot of Doomfist's techs, and now I'm starting to understand exactly how the Mercy players feel. Just rough, yeah.
Sure. Listen, lads, we won't know for sure until it's in our hands.
True.
Which is going to be in a few days.
For sure. I can't wait. We waited 3 long years for this.
3 years. Woo-hoo.
It felt like more and also less than that.
I mean, if you don't count the leaks.
And pandemic.
No, as in just like it's been a rough few years.
Yeah,
Battle hardened, but we're here, lads. Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Now watch the
Yeah.
game immediately fucking crumple as no one can get into it due to the SMS.
I think that's why they're shutting down Overwatch 1, so they would prevent something like that.
What do you mean?
You know,
I could tell you for sure, a lot of the people at my school are gonna boot up the game. It'll say you don't have the right phone, and then they'll quit playing forever.
I mean, the Overwatch game, if you log in, at least on the console version, it gives you a heads up, like, hey, you need to link your phone. And even on PC, it will tell you, like, hey, you must link your phone number before you can even launch the game at all.
But people don't launch Overwatch, Proto. They don't have Overwatch. They're expecting it to be free to play, so they're gonna download the game for the first time ever. They'll launch it, and then it won't launch because they don't have the right phone.
Right.
That's gonna be the first user experience. That's gonna be the actual first-time user experience.
Yeah.
Someone
but
setting up
then
a phone
again,
contract so they can play Overwatch.
You can't forget that Overwatch 2 isn't the only game that's also doing this on the Battle.net client. There's also Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 on PC that's doing it. I'm not sure about the console version of the Call of Duty games, which I don't expect them to do it because of how popular the game is.
I don't get it, man.
I don't either, but at the same time, I do understand why they're doing it to mainly combat smurfing and people from ban invading.
I would understand it more if they just required it for competitive. Because in the past, there's a reason why I have my phone number linked to Blizzard. I just don't know if it's the correct one, right?
Right.
I'm guessing it is, but I'm not sure because it is a prepaid number. But I've had my phone number linked to my Blizzard account for like a few years at this point because I needed it for verification to be in top 500.
Right.
Like, you need that to be in top 500. Worst part is, so you have to play 50 games of Overwatch to be eligible for top 500, or you had to be. Now you have to play 25 for the respective role. But if it's not a role queue system, you still have to play 50 games, right? So I was playing Capture the Flag competitive or Elimination competitive. And I had linked my phone after I had played 50 games. And then I noticed the stipulation. You have to play 50 games while your phone's already linked.
Oh.
The pain of playing 100 games of 3v3 elimination could not be understated. Safe to say I didn't have enough time to complete it.
Right. Damn.
But yeah, I've had my phone linked to Overwatch ever since because I wanted the top 500 icon.
The sacrifices one makes.
Mm-hmm. Give them your social security number. Surely they won't use it.
Yeah, I've said this to you guys as well. I just don't like how much information they require. They want from you for Battle Pass. I just don't like it. You know. But whatever. Sure. Anyway.
It's something.
Oh my God! Someone just sent me this. Hold on. I'm showing you guys. Look at this.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I like that.
Oh, the fox hanging onto the two dragons.
Oh. And on that note, I suppose we say goodbye, gentlemen.
Yep.
I guess we do.
All right.
Proto, it was lovely having you.
Yes, thank you, Proto.
Proto?
Oh, he's dead.
He died.
Ian got
Those were his
him.
last words.
Ian got him. No.
I hope not. We're talking about Storm Ian, by the way. The hurricane.
Hurricane Ian, not. Well, it could be Ian. Who knows?
Who knows?
It is him in his godlike form.
Well, gents, awkward goodbye then.
Yes. So commenters, be sure to check out Proto. I'm guessing we're gonna have his socials linked in the description.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I don't know. Is it okay if we end without him?
I don't know.
Thanks for watching!
Oh, he's here! He's here!
Biologist for more amazing content!
Yes!
Yes. Alright. Well, great. Ness, you know what to do.
I'm not gonna give another just social speech again.
Just say something.
Okay, don't eat the plastic on your chips bag.
Okay, I'll go with that. Alright, well, in that case, bye everyone. This was good. Thanks, Proto. We had a good time.
You too now! Now I'm gonna run for my life! Ian, stop!
Okay, bye!
Ian took him.